Hello everyone, I'm ESV.iakona and this is my 5th video log in case you haven't been following Twitter or whatnot, but Blizzcon is actually going on right now and I am actually here at Blizzcon, believe it or not. There has been a lot of big announcements that come out there for those that haven't been following Twitter or Facebook or other social media. The biggest, besides Heroes of the Storm of course, because that's the most important thing, but besides that there's actually even a new IP called Overwatch that they announced, which is going to be FPS like Team Fortress 2 style thing. But back to what you guys are actually here to watch, I'm pretty sure is this little game called Heroes of the Storm. And what I really want to do is take some time to go over the announcements and my thoughts on them. So the biggest announcement so far is beta. Closed beta will be happening January 13th. I think that's really huge. Everyone's been asking for it. They're going to spin out a lot more invites, and that's going to be like where their big changes will be coming out. Speaking of big changes, what I believe will come out in that patch and what they were talking about is ranked play. I believe that's when closed beta hits, they're going to release ranked. What ranked means for this game, everyone's been wondering what's going on. There'll actually be two systems. Two queues. One of them will be solo queue-esque, which will be called Hero League, and the other one's like Team Rig or something like that. But Hero one, what you do is you take any number of people. You can be yourself, you can break for your buddies, and you queue up, and it will try to match you with people of the same number of party members, and try to give you a game that way. So it's very interesting that in previous games they do 1 or 2 people total, but this one you can even do 5 from my understanding, which is going to be pretty, I think it's going to be pretty unbalanced to start with. Everyone in their teams will just get that, rank up. And the other one is called Team Ranked. The difference there is your team. So that means you have a roster of 9 players, and you have to have 5 people, and they all must come from your roster. For those of you that sub or play around different people, you can actually have 3 teams rather than just 1. So you can play in a lot of different ranked ones. And how ranked system will actually work in this game, instead of being StarCraft, or like League of Legends that people thought, it's actually going to be Hearthstone where there's numbers. And everyone starts at 50, and your goal is to hit number 1. You rank up. So that's a kind of interesting system that they went with. It's been having some success with Hearthstone, and I think that's why they really liked it. And I don't really know what to expect, to be honest. I didn't do too much ranked Hearthstone, but apparently people really like it more than that other system, like the League system, like Diamond, Platinum, like Master League stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what will come of that. Another big announcement is levers. Levers will play other levers. Basically a low priority system for those Dota 2 players out there. If not, but if you leave enough games, you only play games with other people that leave until you actually don't leave games. Another big announcement, back on ranked play, the draft system. There'll be no bans starting out, which competitive seem to be kind of bummed out about. But the picking itself will be kind of how it is now. Right now it's like 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1 thing. But bans, I expect bans will be coming out within, I think team ranked play will get bans within a couple months to match how tournaments are. Solo queue might take a little bit longer. Other big announcements is they announced 2 new maps, Sky Temple and Curse of Spider Queen, I think. And they also announced 4 new heroes, Lost Vikings, Thrall, Jaina, and Sylvanas. So the interesting thing about the 2 maps is they actually remodeled all the minions and mercenaries. So you have, like, instead of siege giants, you have like sand golems and stuff like that. And it's very interesting that they did that. I actually really like that, and I hope they do that for more maps where they just start like doing themes. It's all like Egyptian themed. The other thing is they actually have 4 new heroes, 3 of which are playable, and one of the maps is actually playable. So I really like how they're coming out with a lot more maps. I like that idea. I think I've said it before, but it's kind of like StarCraft. They'll keep coming out with maps and they rotate them in and out. I really like that. But as for my thoughts of what's actually playable, before I go into those, I want to cover a few changes I found otherwise that I really like. Hotshots is now Nova's level 7 talent is now 300% down from 330. What that means is basically it's just 3 auto attacks and 1 auto attack. So it's still good. I think it's going to help, but it's not going to be completely the fix that people have been saying. But it's a good step, I think. The other change I personally really like, since I play a lot of supports, is activated abilities can now be cast on the mini-map again. Holy crap, is that big. Like, I hate when I try to cast like Clairvoyance on the mini-map, and then I'm like, oh crap, now I see 2 feet in front of me. So I really like that they put that back. I think it was an oversight originally when they removed it, but I'm glad they're putting it back. As for, go back to the heroes now. So the one, I haven't actually played them, but the one I've had the most experience in, like, seeing people play Lost Vikings, and I'm sure that's the one everyone has the most questions about because all 3 are individually controlled and they all have separate death time. But how you actually move them, instead of having activated abilities, you have, like, but it's like kind of that thing, 1, 2, 3 controls the three different ones, 4 controls all of them, and you issue move and attack orders. That's all there is. Skills, you start out with the sprint instead of a mount, but you have no Q, W, E, or R. Instead, on certain talents, you can actually get a Q, W, and E, and what happens is it will have, those cooldowns are not like independent, it's shared. So you have one mount cooldown, you have one ultimate cooldown. And so they'll use all the abilities at the same time. Let's see here. Other interesting talents for how it specs up is each of the Vikings actually has unique part of them that they do. Like they have different properties. There's a tank one, there's a melee bruiser, and there's like an assassin. And your different talents can make like the assassin do more damage to the tank, more tankier. It's kind of interesting. The other thing they actually put in there is Merc Lord on him, which I think is going to be super broken if you can figure out how to use it, since you can send 3 people to 3 different Merc camp while the rest of your teammates finish them off and Merc Lord all of them. Jaina and Thrall, I haven't played too much, but Thrall has, from my understanding, every 5 spells you use, it will activate a passive. Your trait will actually activate to heal you. I've been told it's 20 to 24% of your health, which is huge because Chain Lightning, for example, if you hit 5 things, that's 5 stacks, so that's a prop. 1 Chain Lightning heals you for a quarter of your health, or a fifth of your health. That's pretty ridiculous in my opinion. Those numbers are gonna need to be tweaked. Jaina, I haven't played too much. Got a lot of utility, but I think she's a really, really squishy assassin. Almost like a Vala if you didn't have Vault, or your Vault was down. As for the map itself, it's kind of interesting. It's all reskinned. Like I was saying, they all have like their new models, but the thing is they actually changed Grave Golem. Grave Golem, instead of having a root, it will now summon a Sand Tornado that will knock people around. I think that's going to be a lot better for pushing because most people, if they see the root down, they just dodge it and that's it. So having this Sand Tornado can actually make pushing, I feel, a lot better with it. The other thing is the mechanic. They have capture points on the map that activate at certain points of time, and when you stand on them, they'll start shooting at forts and structures, kind of like cannonball stuff. They have limited ammo, but the ammo they have is basically like 1 fort, so it's got like 2 of those really long rows. It's like a fort's worth of ammo, and I think the damage is really strong. Like if you have like one of those things, it's basically a cannon barrage. I think it's like basically a cannon barrage is what one of those towers equals to. So that's pretty strong, especially if you can control 2 of them at the time. You can just burn through a core like nothing. So the damage on that's going to be tweaked a little, I feel. But overall, like, it's an interesting idea. I haven't played it too much to see how it'll play out, but those things are going to be hot points of contention. I'm trying to think what else. They talked a little bit about the new map, Spider Queen. You collect gems, I think, to summon a Spider Queen. So maybe something like Garden of Terror or Haunted Mines or something like that. Sylvanas actually seems a little bit broken the way she was showing her. Her passive actually like freezes minions and structures. I think that's been really strong for pushing. And I don't know, they didn't have much on her. It was still very, very early footage, so a lot could change. But I think Sylvanas is going to be pretty broken the way she is right now. While I'm really happy that they're coming out with new maps, I really wish they go back to like Haunted Mine style where it's like 2 lanes instead of 3 lanes. They can have 1 lane and they could have like 5 lanes. Like I kind of want them to mix it up a little bit more than they're doing. I kind of like Haunted Mines, even though a lot of people don't, but it'll be interesting to see where it moves forward. The main thing though is people are wondering, this is playable like right behind me, but when is it actually coming out? My prediction is actually going to be about 1 to 2 weeks after Blizzcon. They'll come out. Worst case scenario, will be coming out at beta, but I think it's going to be coming out sooner. So hopefully I give you guys some good insight about Heroes of the Storm. Maybe I can get back in line and play some more ones to give you guys some more inside scoop. But thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Yeah, goodbye.